I'm Lando Cal. Glad to make your acquaintance.
Welcome to finally another edition of the Lando Cal experience.
Nigga, we back.
I know, because they're in quarantine. Ted is on the line. What's going on, my brother?
What up, Chief?
And James, the Oracle.
What's going on, good people?
Jules is somewhere probably cutting somebody here on Mars since we're in quarantine. You know, that's his next level. What he trying to do? He trying to cut somebody from Mars here.
Hey, Nick, hey, gotta make that bread, man. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, man, look, shout out to, before we start, man.
Yeah,
hey,
go ahead.
Shout out to everybody that, shout out, if you consider an essential worker right now, no matter what field you in, especially if you're in medical or you got to deal with, or utility, or you got to deal with something like grocery store or something like that, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all get all the respect in the fucking world from me right now. Like, for real. Like, because the way shit is going and this quarantine shit and niggas is dying left and right, no matter if you young, old, black, white, male, female, gay, straight, it don't fucking matter. Like, it's indiscriminate.
Yeah.
So I just shout out to y'all, man. I hope everyone's staying safe, man, for real. Just that's kind of how I want to just start that off, if anything.
All right. Ted, you got any beginning shout outs, anything?
No, man, he kind of nailed it, man. Like, that's, my wife's an essential worker, so, it's and my mom. So it's kind of that hits home for me. Always worried about that. But, just thankful, man. If nothing else, what I will say is if you're in a state, if you're listening and you're in a state that reopens, don't drink the Kool-Aid, bro. Just stay your ass at home. Florida.
Real talk.
Florida,
For real.
Texas. Let the first wave go. Operation Frontline. Let them go first.
Operation Frontline.
Operation Human Shield.
That's from South Park. That's like South Park, yeah.
Operation Human Shield. Let them go first.
In my mind, I also felt like it was a Boondocks too for some reason. But
Definitely.
Real shit, man.
Yeah, don't as they say, don't get caught with the banana tail and the tailpipe.
Missouri, they go for y'all ass too. Go for a motherfucking ass too. Shit, we ain't shit. We there with Florida and Texas as stupidity too. So shit, hey, Missourians, don't drink the fucking Kool-Aid.
Straight up.
Oh man, so what's everybody been watching, man, during quarantine?
I just got done watching a couple days ago. I watched the Mortal Kombat animated joint. It just came out.
I just watched that the other night.
That was pretty fucking good.
It was, agreed.
It was like, the reason I think, and I know like a lot of people like, I know some people's like, well, why is it different from how the other stories in the video games are? I mean, gamer moment. So if you ever play, regardless if you got an Xbox or PS4 or whatever the case may be, if you have a newer system that can play Mortal Kombat 11, that pretty much answers your question. In other words, or if you like Marvel or you like DC, multiverse theory. Just think, let's put it like that. Multiverse theory. Just same way that shit happened to Marvel with everything dealing with the Infinity Stones. Same thing in DC with Crisis. Same thing with this. This is like their version of Crisis. So any other new story you see, like that come from Mortal Kombat, technically they do whatever the fuck they want to do. And I'm okay with it because this story was ill, me personally.
What about you, Ted? I know you watched it as well.
Yeah. I'd agree with James' sentiments, man. I thought it was really well done. So I was telling you before, Daryl, I was hoping that it's something that DC can pick up and let it rock since it's Warner Brothers.
Right.
I think it would be great to see it on DC streaming. You know, uh, it was really not a lot to say. I thought the story was sound. Like you said, what we were talking about before, to probably make a much better series than a movie, because you know you're trying to fit in so many people and main characters with storylines,
Mhm.
whatever. But all in all, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it too. That it's like you said, Ted. It's hard. It's so hard. Um, to for people to, I mean, for all those characters to be developing. It seemed like they was gonna keep developing and going forward further with them in the next one. From the way they set up the next film. Um, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. Super gory though, man. Like I
It's
wasn't
Mortal
expecting.
Kombat, nigga.
It's Mortal Kombat. Like it has to be
Yeah,
expected.
but I still wasn't expecting no gore like that.
Mortal Kombat. Have you played number 11?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so number 11 is like, okay, what's the last one you played?
3.
Are you serious? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, so ever since they rebooted it from number 9 to X to 11, they kind of upped it to the point where now the graphic. Okay, have you ever played Injustice? Number 2,
Yeah,
1
yeah,
or 2.
yeah.
Okay,
I
so
played
it's
both of them.
okay. So it's Injustice 2.5 graphics, but now put a real human anatomy and Mortal Kombat visceral to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I have the game myself. I've been having it since day one. So, love playing the game. I play it just recreationally. I don't play it for no tournament shit. I just play casually. But regardless, though, just to give you an example of a fatality, give you a really good one. Okay, so it's this dude who's basically he's a golem in so many words. His name is Geras. He's the main villain's bodyguard.
Okay.
So he's like a sand golem. He looks like a black dude, but he's not human. So, but he can control sand, he can control time, do all this other shit. But he's like a big like powerhouse dude, like on some grappling dude, like can beat the fuck out of you, type stuff like that, right? So one of his fatalities is he puts up a wall of sand, right behind the character. Then he kicks the character into the wall. This days. Then while they trapped in the sand, he grabs their arm and basically drags them out, but when he drags, he like rips out half their body. So he rips out like the whole front half their body. So he basically rips them in half, like through like the not vertically or horizontally, but like right in between, like through the side. And like
Okay.
just pull everything out, like, and then you just see everything like come out, like everything blood guts, all this other shit. And it's like hella violent. Like you have to see like a compilation, and then like, online, just if you never played it, just say Mortal Kombat MK11 Fatality, and they got all types of guest characters like Terminator. I think what they got: Terminator, Spawn, the Joker from DC. So you know, but yeah, but I mean that game is visceral. So if you take Injustice 2.5 graphics and just add Mortal Kombat fatalities with it and just thinking the most creative shit you could probably think of.
There you go. Okay.
So trust me, so what you see in an animated flick is light work compared to like the games at this point, just being totally honest. And Ted could probably verify with that, can vouch on that with me. So like that's the animation is light work, technically.
Yeah, these
Okay.
latest MKs is just it's like you studying to be a doctor, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's very detailed.
Mm.
Like, don't ever play that around your look. Don't play this around any kid. Like, it's really made for like the 18 and up crowd. Like, so
Oh no, the movie is definitely, man. I was like,
yeah,
oh no.
that's how violent I'm saying. Like, you see that, you like, oh, I might need Jesus after I see this.
Yeah, that was, I was like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's pretty. It can get pretty gory really fast. So no, so the animation, how they did it. I guess how I'm looking at with that animation. I mean, because the DC animated movies, like on DC Universe and stuff like that, I mean, they not that far away from that. If you kind of think about that, they really not. Like some of the recent stuff you really want, they not that far away. They really not. Like niggas getting shot in the face, getting their head snapped, cut in half, decapitated, burned alive. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
yeah.
So they not that far away from like something like that Mortal Kombat animated flick. But DC's always kind of been like that though, too. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's just Warner Brothers thing, like with maybe with their properties in general, like with Mortal Kombat and with like all the DC stuff. It's just like, and everything else, it's like Lord of the Rings and shit like this. Like that's, we're gonna give you something violent, I guess.
I mean, we can stay on the animated side of I've been peeping out some of the DC animated. I watched Red Superman. I watched Hush, and I watched the Wonder Woman joint.
I'm good, ain't they?
They were all pretty good. The Red Superman one was actually real good.
Is that the newest one?
Yeah, Superman, Red Sun, right?
Red Sun, yeah.
Is that on DC streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically if Superman was dropped off in Moscow, in Russia, instead of the U.S.
Right. I remember the what's it called?
And Hush was okay.
Hush was okay. It was way
different than the comic.
I've never seen the comic. Even the expectations from the trailer were.
Yeah, it was like they incorporated a lot of DC characters within it, just like in the comic. But it just didn't hit right to me, man. It was just okay, Wonder Woman was pretty.
Three. It was the weaker of the three, I would say.
Yeah, those three, yes, it is the weakest of those three. And Wonder Woman was cool. That was a real good one. A lot of villains in there for that one. The Wonder Woman. It was that Wonder Woman was actually real good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was real good though. Where they flipped the ending.
Which one was the Wonder Woman?
It's the newer one. It just came out.
The one where she fought Cheetah.
Bloodline.
No, she fights Cheetah, but she's not the main villain.
Yeah, she's not the main villain. I know it's the main villain. I saw that one.
Yeah, with Medusa.
Yeah, Medusa. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main. Yeah, so that's what in those animation side. That's what I watched a lot of those DC joints.
Yeah, good, man. That's one thing I can say, man. I mean, minus what they doing with like the DC, because they pretty much shutting down the DCAU after the.
Yeah, why are they doing that? Like, what is the purpose of that? Why would you stop that train?
Well, the thing about it is, they not stop. See, the thing about how I read it was originally when I read the headline, I thought it was going to stop all the animated shit, period. I was like, oh, damn. But what they're doing is stopping, I guess, that whole storyline they had from Flashpoint Paradox to the very end, the one that's about to come out now with the Dark Side, the Apocalypse War.
Yeah.
So that whole storyline is done, but they still are doing like movies and shit like that. Like they still doing hella movies and shit like. But I think they doing shit like one shots now. More, I think that's how they going to do. I think because they realize some stuff in continuity may or may not work as well. So it was like, well, let's just do it as more one shots. Because DC, I realize, works way better with one shot stories than it can with continuity, depending on the medium. Now, I think personally, everything with the DCAU was totally fine. Me personally. Mm-hmm. But I do understand, like with DC, it's really easier for them to go take more liberties and do like hella one shots. Like, cause it really is simpler to do with I don't know why. With DC, it's always easy to do a single character story or do like hey, this is this one moment in history story. Like we're not gonna do like a whole entire thing again. Cause it seems like I don't know, Warner Bros. Like they can do it, but it doesn't get. Sometimes it gets lost in translation. Somewhere it starts good, but then it gets lost in translation. Sometimes, like it's more. I don't know, but I mean, I kind of noticed that with them. But it's like I said, like we're dealing with a one shot story, or hell, what kind of like with Superman Red Sun, or the joint that I just saw with Jessica Cruz Green Lantern. Fuck, can't think of the name off the top of my head. But I just watched it. It had the old school Batman animated series with the Justice League look, the Justice League Unlimited look.
Yeah,
it had. So that was dope. Oh, Justice League versus the Fatal Five. That's what it was called. Yeah.
Okay.
Justice League versus the Fatal Five. So no, that was good. That was hella good, and that's just a one shot story. So I don't know. Maybe they feel like they can do way better with like expanding with more one shots because that's what they kind of been leaning more towards anyway. And it seemed like more the one shot shit is like I guess maybe more well received. Okay. Maybe I don't know. I mean, say this is just speculation. I'm just thinking like this is the only thing that makes sense. Like they just doing it maybe because they feel like one shots work way better and way more reception because they got so many dope ass one shot stories you can put in animation.
Okay. Okay.
Or if you do a continuation, do like maybe a 2 or 3 movie, kind of like Batman Dark Knight Returns.
Okay. I
Like,
see that. That makes sense.
Like I was like, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. But I don't know. Like so other than that, I mean, I don't know why else they would cancel it. But if they just plan on moving that direction, and then I'm okay with, as long as they're not talking about shutting everything down and we don't get no more dope.
Right. That was my thing. Okay. Yeah. So they're just shutting down that style of, or just having them all connected, basically.
Yeah. So the ones, anything that was from Flashpoint Paradox, which was the technical reboot for everything up until what now Apocalypse War. So all those movies that had kind of like look like the Young Justice animated style.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that had the Young Justice animated style from that from Flashpoint Paradox to now is ending after that. It's solely because I guess that whole universe storyline is just ending after that. And then, but it's just one shot and everything after that. I'm assuming that's what they're doing. It's going to one shot everything.
Okay.
In different stories, art styles, possibly this art style again. We don't know, but everything's probably just going to be one shot at this point.
Okay. Okay. Ted, what did you think about him? You lose Ted?
No, I'm here. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, what was the question?
No, about the DC movies, about the DC animated joints.
Excuse me.
So we talking about how they talking about changing up the whole flow of them and not basically flipping them all up and saying like, hey, we're not gonna do them no more as much, and it's not gonna be in the same continuity as
Were they following a pattern or something?
Yeah, they had the universe going. All those movies after Flashpoint, some of them were one-offs. Like the Red Sun is a one-off. Like that's not in the continuity.
Anything that looked like it was drawn from the Young Justice style was in continuity. If that makes sense.
So like Son of Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's in continuity. Like in Hush, like Damien's in Hush for a second.
In Hush, right.
Like I could tell you exactly every movie too. Hold on. 1 second.
Yeah, because they got a whole list of them somewhere, I know.
So they're doing away with it?
Well, they're not gonna have the universe. They just going.
So they're just going back to what they were doing before Flashpoint.
Yeah, just one-off movies.
But well, to be honest, that's the way it felt to me anyway. Like I'm probably the most lay person out of you two, or us three, I would say. So I don't have any background knowledge when it comes to like stories per se. You know, except for like the basics. But like I don't know. I guess for me, like if they don't reference anything from something happening in the previous movie, I never assume that they're related.
Okay. So let me tell. So I could tell you every movie that's in technical continuity, so that way you kind of remember what it is. So you got Flashpoint Paradox was the first one. Mm-hmm. You had Justice League War, Son of Batman, Justice League Throne of Atlantis, the one about Aquaman,
right?
Batman versus Robin. You had Batman Bad Blood, when Batman got mind control, and the whole Batman family had to help. Justice League versus the Teen Titans, which that was Trigon, if I'm not mistaken.
Trigon, yeah.
Justice League Dark, so Constantine and his crew, the Judas Contract, Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay, the Death and Reign of Superman. Those two movies back to back.
Yeah.
Hush, and then the Wonder Woman movie that Daryl was talking about earlier. And then the next
Jules
movie.
He's in here now.
Jules?
He just said that it should be loading up for him in a second, but keep going though.
All right, cool.
I think Jules is in there now. Jules, you here?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, yeah, we got everybody here now. All right, go ahead.
Hey, this is audio, right? It's not video?
Yeah, it's audio, yeah. We on now.
That's dope, right now. Oh man, nice, yo.
Yeah, go ahead. But go ahead, break it down and keep breaking down, James.
No. I'm just saying, like, and that's Apocalypse War. That's the last joint. As far as the movie's concerned, then you had stuff like Constantine City Demons. I think the Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans. I think that was just like some just like expanded stuff, but like main stuff, like also anything that looked like it was drawn, that looks like Young Justice. All those movies that looks like that was drawn in the Young Justice style. Same continuity. All those movies on this is the same exact universe. But after Apocalypse War, that's it. That universe stops. But they're gonna keep on making stuff, but it's not gonna be connected.
So Apocalypse War. When did that drop?
No, it's not. It hadn't came out yet. It's coming out.
Okay, so that's gonna be the end. So the most latest thing is Wonder Woman.
Right, that's the last one that came. That's the last one that dropped. But Apocalypse War, that comes out in May. Matter of fact, Cinco de Mayo. Matter of fact.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, because I'm not as connected. Like, if they don't mention or have some sort of reference points to the other movies, I just assume that they're all one-offs. For me, like, I didn't even know that they were supposed to be in the same universe. I mean, I guess it was just an assumption, but I never thought about it like, oh, this is connected to this, and this is, maybe the Batman was because of Damian, because he's not as much of a used character as the rest of them. Just in my eyes, in my purview. But yeah, man, I guess to me, I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference because I've been kind of viewing it that way anyway. But it might make some other people mad.
So it looks like, from what I can tell as well, it looks like Apocalypse War is pretty much the rematch from Justice League War. That's what it looks like. That's because Justice League War was when the Justice League came together in this universe. That's when we had like, okay, now you've seen the whole new Justice League. But now it looks like what's happening is it was like, okay, Darkseid, like, okay, nigga, rematch. So, but then I think, everyone that you've seen, like every hero that you've seen so far that's been in like so all the Justice League, all the Teen Titans, and Justice League Dark. Like all three of those factions, if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be a 3 against 1 faction. So it's gonna be. Oh, and I want to say maybe Green Lantern Corps might be there too. But yeah, basically it's everyone versus Darkseid.
Okay.
So
yeah, no, that's gonna be pretty dope though. And because isn't the last one supposed to be Justice League Dark, right? You said, right?
No, Apocalypse War. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, Apocalypse War. That's pretty much. From what I can tell from the synopsis, it's pretty much a remake.
But didn't they already do an Apocalypse War though with Darkseid?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Justice League War. That's the original one that we saw like right after Paradox. No, that's what I'm saying. That's the rematch. This movie is the rematch. I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
So he coming back like, nah.
That's why I was confused, but I was like, okay.
No. Darkseid came back and really fine the original one, but no, he coming back now basically like, nah, nigga, revenge. We gonna do this over.
So anybody see any more animated stuff before we move on to other films?
No, not me.
That's pretty much it.
Any more animated stuff? We're just gonna keep stuff in animation. Oh, Castlevania, man.
Oh yeah, Castlevania, nigga.
Castlevania is dope.
Man,
Castlevania.
I gotta follow back up with it. I mean,
Castlevania is ill, dude.
So you ran through season 2, Daryl?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm up to season 3.
Oh, that's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm almost done with season 3, but no, it's dope, man, for real.
Yeah, I finished up. I read through that as soon as it came out.
Yeah, I don't know. I was watching it, but I kind of fell off midway through season 2. I wasn't paying as good attention. I had to go rewatch it. I mean, it wasn't that it wasn't. I think I was just watching a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I watched Baki. I watched was it Kaishi Akura or something like that?
Yeah,
Shinakura or Kagan, something like that. It's similar to Baki. That's on Netflix. I've been watching My Hero Academia.
Nigga. Let's stop right there. I gotta stop you right there for a second, dog. Is My Hero not emotional as shit, dog?
You say what?
My Hero is emotional.
Bro,
as shit.
hey, when I tell you I did not think it was gonna be like emotional. It's because the dude is such a fucking crybaby. Like, but it's weird because you like they build him so well. Because literally, like, you want to talk about started from the bottom, like, that's him. Literally, like, he's the epitome of starting from the bottom in comparison to everybody else. But I think what they do really well is that he never, like, I'm on season 4. Like, oh, I'm watching it on Hulu right now. I don't know. You probably watching on Crunchyroll or something. So I don't know what season they actually.
No. It's this the most recent season that came out. So everything on Hulu is the most recent thing.
Okay, so yeah, I'm still watching the subs, and it's much easier. I think I like the dubs better for this one because I don't know, the actors feel like they put much more oomph to it.
Mm.
But yeah, it's super emotional. I watched the movie, the Two Heroes,
Man.
and they had another one drop this year, right? I'm waiting to see if I can find that one. So it had Two Heroes, and then the other one was Rising Heroes.
Yeah, it dropped right before Corona.
I gotta watch that one.
It dropped right before Corona, I think.
Right. It's like January 2020. So I gotta see if I can find it. But yeah, it's actually been my secret, my secret addiction. Like that one, I did not expect it to take for me to like it as much as I did. But they do so well with the main character. And the thing is, what you like about it is the fact that number one, they do really well with like people's powers, right? There's always an up and down. Like there's nobody that ever really wins with like the villains. Like some of the stuff that they can do, you're like, whoa. Like it really does put you in a place like I don't even know how this person's gonna beat this. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really in the moment you can't fathom like how he's gonna get around dealing with this villain. But the other part of it is that the main character, you literally see him like acquire his power little by little by little, right? Like that's where you gain your affection for the heroes because he can't even use his power without hurting himself. So you start to care, right? Because he cares. It's pretty crazy, bro.
This is the one about the kid that gets somebody else's powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for anyone who's never watched My Hero before, to kind of make more sense of what Ted was talking about, and this is pretty much from the creative standpoint. This I think the reason why you fuck with it a whole bunch too, Ted, is pretty much if you think about it, Deku, which is the main character, he's pretty much Japanese Peter Parker. In so many words, like from the creator's mouth, he's Japanese Peter Parker. That's why people have so much affection for him. He's literally Japanese Peter. Like I always explain it like this: it's pretty much take Peter Parker, instead of making him Spider-Man, make him Superboy, and make Superman his idol and his teacher. And he went to Xavier's School for Gifted Children, but it was a high school. It sounds wild as shit the way I put it together, but it works. You see what I'm saying?
Say it again.
Make Peter Parker, instead of him being Spider-Man, make him Superboy.
Oh yeah,
make him Superboy, and make his idol Superman, and Clark Kent is his teacher at Xavier School for Gifted Children.
That's real. That's actually perfect. That's like the perfect analogy. Actually,
that's the best way I can put it. And make Xavier School for Gifted Children a giant public high school, a giant private high school. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, it's pretty tough, man. It's pretty tough. Like the way that they pace it, it's because it's funny, dude. Like it almost feels like a parody sometimes. That the way that like the person that is Superman of this series,
All Might.
Yeah, All Might. All Might. It almost seems like a parody because it's so like over the top at times. But then they start hinting at some like real life stuff and struggles and stuff. And you're like, whoa, hold on. Like they mix it pretty well, bro. I would advise anybody if you're into anime, like definitely check this out.
Like low key, like All Might is pretty much, I think, if I remember correctly, he's Captain America and Superman.
That sounds right. That's it.
He's pretty like he's meek like Clark Kent, and his body type when he's not All Might is Steve Rogers before the transformation. If that makes sense. Like he got his powers like
Okay,
Steve Rogers.
okay.
He got his powers like Steve Rogers got his powers. Like it's not inherent. Like he got his powers, but it wasn't scientific. It was inherited in a sense. So put it like this: he was Steve Rogers that kind of moved like Clark Kent. That moved like Clark Kent. Got his powers, then be like a super soldier serum, but it wasn't a serum. It was a piece of DNA that made him Superman. And so now he's Superman, but now he passed on his Superman power to Peter Parker. And now Peter Parker is Superboy, learning how to be the next Superman. It's only it sounds it sounds weird and far-fetched, but like I said, if you watch the show, and Ted can tell you, if you watch the show, it works. It makes a 100% sense. It sounds crazy, but it makes 1,000% sense once you watch it. It works. So I advise. I mean, I know I had my boy Burrell on the show before, and he talked about it as well. So I'm gonna say this, man. So like Ted seen it, he for himself, and I'll tell you this, man.
Now,
as I was saying, sorry y'all, but as I was saying, basically just to kind of make a long story short, My Hero is one of those shows that like once you watch it, you know you don't think you won't get as emotional like I was kind of saying before. Like I got kind of sad watching in game, like people was talking about like, oh, people like how people was crying and stuff like that. I didn't really get like that in game, unfortunately. Like I was sad and it was like, damn, it's fucked up. Like, damn, rest in peace to the homie. You know what I'm saying? But like with Iron Man, but My Hero had nigga tearing up the second episode. Like
Wow.
that like had me tearing up. I was like, because it's just like it's a lot of powerful stuff. Like because it's a lot of inspirational stuff. Like when you say it's a lot, like that hits you right in the feels, like right in the core. It's like I need this. Like it's like I need this little nigga to make it. Like that's kind of like how you feel like when you watch the show. So that's what's like me personally. As much as I love MCU stuff and how much it does, hit me in the feels too. That hit me in the feels in a way. It was cool. It had me sad, but this hits me in the feels in a way. It was like, damn, it's like straight grown man tears. Like a few times in that show, like in a few times, it's like I need this little nigga to make it. Because like I said, you seen a journey of someone like Ted said, starting from the bottom, like no powers, nothing, to now you pretty much got access to Superman's powers, but you don't know how to be Superman. And you learning how to be Superman as you go along. But like you say, but it physically hurts you every time you do it. So you're trying to get used to your power, but like I say, until you get fully used to it, you're gonna keep hurting yourself. So you're trying to learn how to not hurt yourself and learn how to be a hero all at the same time. So it's but at the same time, be inspired to be like the next be the next Superman, basically. Because I mean, at this point, that's kind of where he's at. I want to find the next Superman. So there you go. But that's pretty much how I feel about My Hero. So anyone who's never watched it,
I'm gonna sit down and mess with it, man.
Yeah, bro. I promise you. Like second episode, like when I first watched it, I was like, "Oh, this is cool." But then the second episode, at the end of the second epised, sold me on the entire thing.
I'm trying to remember what happened in that one.
When Deku finally met All Might for All Might told him and said that, young man, you too can be a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, they had a nigga tearing up right there. I was like, oh man, yeah, this sold me, man. I'm like, yep, this sold me. This sold me. So, so yeah, so that's what I'm saying, though. And like I said, in the dub and or the sub, either one that you watch is just as good to me. Like it just depends. Like I say, some preferences. Like I said, Ted has a preference for the dub. I don't care if it's dub or sub. Just watch it because both of them are very well done. It's just preference. So either one you watch, you're gonna get the same impact and the same kind of stuff out of it. So, but if you don't like dubs, if you don't like subs, you don't like reading, just watch the dub. You'll be all right.
All right. Jules, we're gonna jump into movies and other TV stuff. What you been watching, man?
I'm gonna tell you what we just ran through. Picard. Fire.
What is it?
Okay.
Picard
on CBS. Fire.
Oh, wow. Oh, Picard. Okay. Yeah.
Yo, listen, man. It got some moments in there too, James. You gotta get some tissue. It goes down.
Yeah, dude, and I love Next Generation. That was my
it did a lot, man. It did a lot.
Next
It was
generation.
really
So
dope.
this is on CBS All Access, right?
All access CBS. I mean, you can sign up for the free 30 days or 7 days or something like that. But I signed up.
Is it coming out every week with Picard, or is it because I know they was doing it with Discovery, with Star Trek Discovery, where they was hooking you, and then they was on waiting like one half of the year is then, and then another half is another time.
I ran through it, so I didn't think they was doing that. They might have had, I don't know, but we watched it straight through. Like we got all 10 episodes, I think it was.
Okay.
Straight through. Yeah, so but it was definitely worth the binge. Like you know what I mean? It was one of those. But I heard about that whole Discovery and then a few episodes. You got to wait for the next one or whatever the case is. I think some shows are doing that too. Like even Titans. Didn't Titans do that? Season 2 or something? If I'm not mistaken.
Titans always did it.
Oh, so yeah. It's the same thing. But yeah, no, all I know is I caught all of them. We caught all of them together, which is great.
Okay.
And then I basically watched All American. Ran through that, but I watched.
Yo, what's up? Everybody talking about All American, man. Everybody talking.
So, yo, B, I got to start it from scratch because I only jumped in with my wife on. She ran through it though, so I'm gonna jump in.
That's the joint with Tay Diggs on Netflix, right?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, it started on CBS though, right? Not CBS, that's CW.
Yeah, it's still on CW, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's still on, I think.
Okay.
What else I watched, man? TV wise, I started watching True Blood. I
Really?
take it back.
Yeah, real.
So real quick, we ran through Watchmen, got hooked. It was crazy. Mad.
I told you it was crazy. Didn't I tell you that?
Oh man, didn't
I tell you
that? I'm so tight that there's not something else coming behind that one.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. No,
really?
Some stuff.
You good with
leave
this?
it? Some stuff. Leave it as
James.
is.
Come on, man. James. Nothing.
No. Some stuff. I know a lot of people feel like, oh, we need another. No, some stuff. Some stories.
Hey,
leave it as is.
Not for nothing though. Not for nothing though. But it was so good. My wife watched Watchmen over the movie. And just to get a better appreciation, man, it was that series though.
Yeah, and like I said, the only difference between the movie and the comic book, like I told you, really is the end. Because the comic book talk about, the comic book and the series talk about what happened with the whole squid thing. The movie just talk about, Dr. Mahan just, blew up shit. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, the same effect happened. So it's like,
for the world peace, you needed that catastrophic, event. But yeah, that was bugged out. I thought it was, man, whoever did that, I was like, yo, they got to do a second. James, you already on it. Like, no, leave it. Let it go.
No, because the reason why is because it leaves it on a perfect open end.
Yeah.
It leaves it to however you want to think what happened. Like, did she really get the power? Did she not?
Yeah.
Do we know? Say we don't know. But the thing about it, but I feel like she did because I know the comic books for Doomsday Clock kind of sort of had a similar ending.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sort of had a similar ending. So it was so I could see. So I'm like, oh, so it's a good chance that's probably what happened with her too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. But I mean, that's why I told niggas no. And then and then I guess for me, Watchmen was so good because when you finally see what. Okay, so I got family I got my grandma. I think my grandma originally came from Oklahoma. She was born in the 1920s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know I had family in other parts of Oklahoma too. Not sure if that was part of the whole Black Wall Street bombing. Possibly, don't know, but possibly could have been. But I remember my mom told me about that story, well over 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And so, but now you get to see that happen. The first episode, mind you.
Yeah, that was deep.
Like I was like. It made you side-eye. It took literally, and it literally took a comic book series to show that Black people was never lying about what the fuck happened back then. Like, that's what happened. Like, and it really put it to visual, like in gory detail. Unfortunately, it's it was a hard watch. I'm not gonna lie. But it was a necessary watch. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
But that's like watching True Blood and just the first few episodes I watched. I mean, it's cool, but it's just like goofy, gory, doofy. But you know what I'm saying? So for me, Watchmen, it was on point. It was necessary. You know what I'm saying? I guess what I'm trying to say. You know,
no, I feel you.
like it was definitely necessary, man. I think to really convey that whole story, man, it was so deep because it left you speechless, man. You want to go back. You want, man, I'm about to go read a book or two. You know, that type thing. So it was one of them really, really good series. I'm glad I watched it, but I was like, man, we should have been watched this. This was too good. What have I been doing?
Yeah, no, it's excellent series, man. So
Yeah.
I'm just glad, that story was told, because it just really brought relevance to something that I think people really starting to kind of look into. It's like, oh damn, that happened. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And it's that good because we can imagine through it. Like there's so much you think about that time. You even think about just the characters in itself and how they even get to where they at. You know what I mean? How the whole symbol with the mask on for the War Shack, for that whole, extremist group, whatever you want to call it. But it was good, man. It was, dude wrote that right, man.
I mean, it could be arguably if this show doesn't continue, it'll be arguably the best first season or season of a show ever, maybe.
Ever, yeah. Yep.
It can really stands up like that, man.
Like I guess I treat it the same way as like how niggas treat the Dark Knight. Like it's like Dark Knight, like, and Daryl said a long time ago, Dark Knight, you can extract that from the whole Nolan trilogy and make it its own movie, and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
it would treat it the same, just a one shot.
Definitely wouldn't matter. It's good as a one shot movie. Even there, like you don't need the context of the two movies.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
There's a lot of movies like that. Even 300 didn't need a part 2, Empire, Rise of the Empire. That was horrible. Like,
Oh, I was so mad at that one, Jules.
Yeah, I was tight, dog. You can't.
The graphics was off even. Like
it sold me a dream, B. Especially because you got almost 8 years later versus.
Yeah, but my thing is the concept of that the Greeks fighting the Persians and things. Yeah, that's a dope concept. So it's like, I want to see more of it.
Yeah,
but they didn't do it right, man. They just
they do. But you different visions, man. Different directors. Yeah. Don't helm somebody to do something and
half the budget. And then I think it's like half the budget too.
There you go. Exactly. Then you get a dude looking like he came from Showtime, like he did on that show, whatever he was on, looking just like the cop.
Watching anything else, TV wise, James. Watching.
Listen.
Go ahead, Jules. Keep running.
I just want to name two things.
Yeah, we running. Hey, whatever. You might say something else gonna say.
Listen, we just ran through second season Cloak and Dagger, man. If nobody's watching that, dog, you missing out because that's not.
They canceled that, didn't they? Didn't they cancel?
They canceled it, but that second season, man, it finished off man. Listen, if you like into superhero stuff, whatever the case, there's a certain limit to goofiness that I like, and I can't do too much of it. So I like that's why Watchmen hit me like, bam, there it is, that series, boom. But Cloak and Dagger, man, listen, that second season, yo, you gotta, I don't know, none of y'all watch this, have y'all?
I seen a little bit of about it was so much other stuff that I gotta go back.
I know, but you gotta go through it. Cause I
haven't watched it. I've never picked it up.
Yeah, that first season was really good. You know what I mean? But the second season, man, left me like, man, yo, dog, this is crazy. They canceled this? But you know how that go. All the tickles. But that was really, really good. And then, of course, we watched Lock and Key or whatever that is.
I couldn't get into it, man. The first 10 minutes.
You got it. I know how D you be bailing out like me because we still ain't even catch up on Westworld, did you? Nah, right?
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. And then everybody's hype about this whole season coming out. Yeah. Or that's out. But listen, literally, you gotta watch that Lock and Key, man. It gets deep. It's good, man. I'm telling you, it gets good.
Okay.
Give it that chance. Because I did the same thing to Cloak and Dagger season 1 and then didn't go back until a year and a half later. Then I felt stupid, like, oh man, missed out. But
I've been on my documentary kick. That's what I have been on. So before we go in, we gotta talk about Joe
Tiger King.
fucking excited. We gotta.
Let's go.
We have to. Okay, first off, before we get into it, who has not seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't
Oh,
seen it
nigga.
either.
Oh, nigga.
We ain't gonna spoil it for y'all then, man. You know what?
Nigga.
That's y'all job for the next episode is to watch that.
Oh my God.
I bet I'll do that.
So
That's y'all job.
I think they added like an extra episode of After Story stuff. I didn't watch it because I don't fucking care. But
I watched the After Story too. I was fully engulfed. I watched the After Story.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it, but I just haven't had a chance to watch that one yet. But y'all niggas gotta see that. Like that's you gonna be like, what? It's America. Nigga. This is America. Literally, this is America for real. Like I didn't know. When you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna definitely get on it.
That's all I'm gonna say. Like it's America.
Wow. Yeah, I finished up Top Boy's new season.
Nigga.
The new season of Top Boy was awesome.
Oh.
I keep telling y'all to watch Top Boy, man.
Where's that?
Shout out to Daryl for putting me on Top Boy, because nigga, when I say
it's good, man.
I know niggas like power, but I'm gonna say this, and Daryl gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, Duchesne versus everybody." That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, dude, no, it's literally The Wire in the middle of London, man. Like literally, and it's compelling stories. They show from different aspects of different people living. It's basically in a housing project. And what they all go through, and like they ain't showing the flashy parts of London. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even think you saw it's all in the hood. I think it's all East London.
Oh, so it's like Attack the Block on a serious.
Yep, exactly. And
a lot of niggas don't run. Niggas don't really have a lot of guns in UK. I mean, there are guns there. There are guns,
but it's hard to get them.
It's really strict gun laws there. So niggas be beating the fuck out of each other with bats, crowbars, and stabbing each other up. Like, I was like, what?
It's a big deal if you get a gun. It's a big deal if you get a gun in London.
Yeah.
Any kind of gun. I'm talking about a little 6-shooter is like a big deal. Like, oh, you got one. You got it.
Oh, wow.
And when I say this is some niggas, these are niggas. I was like, I ain't realize how hood London got.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, dog, London is as hood as some shit over here. Like,
hey, yo.
Like for real, like it's as hood as like South Side Chicago, bro.
Yeah,
It's hood as Camden. It's as hood as East St. Louis. Like it's hood like that. Like it gets gully like that, bro. Like it's
you said Camden though. I caught that one. You said Camden. Hey, that's
Patterson with one T. Patterson.
That's a hood I never even want to step near. Like I'm or Gary, Indiana,
some shit like that. Like it's gully like that, bro. Like niggas sleep on like how gully the UK get. Like because I did until Daryl let me watch Top Boy. I was like, let me watch this. Hooked.
Yeah, it's a great show. Ted, what you been watching, man? TV wise.
TV wise, now I got a kid, so the only time I get a chance to watch, he's around. So I'm back on really light shows, like regular TV, cable TV. So me and my wife caught all the way up to when we were dating, we were watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine and fell off. So we caught all the way up there. We started, I think we said that we did The Office, Community, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and now we're on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, y'all definitely watching some colorful stuff.
Yeah, man, because it just can't be, because we made the mistake. Like, everybody was like, oh, yeah, you need to watch Black AF. I was like, oh, that's cool. We sit down, it's dinner time, and I got my man sitting in the high chair, feeding on food, and then the first 30 seconds into Black AF, Kenya coming out with 12 F-bombs. I was like, all right, well, back over here to the store.
That's a serious thing.
Hey, right, man, because he at that age where he just say anything that he hear, and I was like, yeah, nope, don't want to start off bad.
Yeah, you don't want wife to get mad because of that.
Another one.
I ain't want to worry. I'm worried about him. This will be all over my kid's like the sweet angel, and then he come back, he got all the curse words for the daycare. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. That's nerve
Another one that I've been watching though, man. I don't know if everybody catch him on Altered Carbon.
Yeah,
I didn't catch
No,
up
I
on it
need
yet.
to. I need to. I've got to watch season 2, so I have not watched season 2 yet.
What you think about season 2, Ted?
it was not as good as the first season.
I agree.
Uh,
I agree.
And I don't know
The
if
mythos was deeper to me, but the actual game
right,
plan
exactly.
wasn't
The
good.
game plan was different. Like the mythos was, yeah, it didn't have the same. You're right. It didn't have the same sort of intensity as the first one. And I don't know if it's just because the first one was new.
I think, and I wondered that. I was like, because we seen it. Like, okay, I kind of know the whole idea of the sleeves.
You're right. There's another thing. I don't know if I don't know if we felt like it just moved too fast, or what. But it was very. I mean, it was still good. I don't think the choreography was as good as the first. The fight choreography. But overall, I still give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, no, it was a solid season. It was a solid season.
Yeah.
Like,
It was pretty
I can't
solid.
wait
Like
for season 3.
they, the introduction to new characters. I liked a lot of the obstacles that they had to deal with, especially Poe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it, and how it reflected on with some other. Well, basically, what was going on the planet. I thought they did a really good job. I thought Anthony Mackie did a really good job. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it just, I felt like it moved too fast or what. But the other one just, you know what? You know what it was? You know why we like the first season better, Daryl? It's because the first season was more like a whodunit.
Oh, because we were trying to find out this mystery.
Right, because there was a mystery behind it. So not only was it new, but there was a whole kind of mystery behind like what had happened and why it happened. And they tried to do it with this one too. It was more of a secret than it was like who done what. But
right, you're just trying to figure out how this character came back.
Right. But it didn't hit the same.
Right. But it kind of challenged and was crazy. The mythos of them as the founders and all that stuff. Like, oh wow, this is kind of deep. The how deep that well goes with the stacks and stuff.
Right. Yep.
Any other big TV shows everybody been watching? We could jump into movies.
I want to ask James a question.
What's up, man?
So we're gonna move it back to anime real quick. Now I've been seeing this pop up in a lot of stuff that I've. So I think I'm on season 3 of JoJo, thanks to your
yes, sir.
Thanks to your suggestion so many moons ago.
One of my favorites.
If y'all get a chance, check out. I've said this before. Check out JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's just crazy, dog. And it's dope because they keep whatever's happening inside the bloodline. It's like it's like a updated version of the Van Helsing's almost.
This literally kind of more or less what it is.
Right. So it's kind of dope, but it changes. Like it almost it introduces like y'all remember? Well, I also need to check that series out. Y'all remember the Golden Compass?
Yeah,
the movie The Golden Compass. It came out.
Ain't nobody wanted to admit it just now.
because that's the show. Because I know His Dark Materials. That's
it's
the
based off
right?
of that. But the movie, the Golden Compass, came out somewhere between 2006 and 2008. I want to say.
Yeah, the joint with James Bond, right? Daniel Craig.
Was Daniel Craig? He was in Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
But so mix Dracula and Golden Compass together. And you got in the animated version, you have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
But make everyone dress like if they came from Prince and the New Power Generation.
Well, not only that, that's what makes it dope. And I think that's why James likes it, because it's a good mix of all the things he likes, because it's got a video game-ish kind of feel. It's anime, but there's a lot of people there that are named after or drawn in respects to influential musical artists.
Either a song or artist.
Or an artist. It's dope as hell, actually.
like so basically, but the thing about it was wild is so in the English version, you're not gonna get the exact name, but if you watch the Japanese version, you will get the exact name.
Mm.
So if you ever watch JoJo, just peep off like for example, like if you're on season 3, so that means
I'm in the very beginning of season 3 though.
so that means you Josuke, right? Josuke story.
I think I haven't watched it in a minute.
Is he in high school?
Yeah, yep.
Are they in a town? Or are they in the town?
They in the town, yep.
Okay, yeah, it's called Morio. The town's called like Morio, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he got like a pompadour.
Got a pompadour, and everybody keeps making fun of his hair.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you want that's season 3. Well, this season 3 story 4 of JoJo. So that's the 4th story of JoJo, but season 3 of the anime. If that makes sense. So
where did the second one go? Because that was a 2-parter, right?
So season 1 is story 1 and 2 of JoJo.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So because the first story is Jonathan Joe's story, the second story is young Joseph Joe's story. Third story is Jotaro, which is the most famous story, most well-known story. And then number 4 is where you at with Josuke.
Right.
So, but if you watch it in Japanese, if you ever listen to dub, like his stand is named
what Jotaro's was Platinum Diamond. I forgot what this is.
His is called in English. Well, in Japanese, it's Crazy Diamond, like Shine On You Crazy Diamond, like that song Shine On You Crazy Diamond. But in American, it's just called thing like Shining Diamond.
Oh, it's Shining Diamond, yeah.
Yeah, Shining Diamond in America, but in Japanese, it's the actual name that they based off of, which is Crazy Diamond. Or even if you watch Jotaro's story, like you remember what's my man? Cool Ice, and he had that. Remember like towards the end, it was like the second vampire dude that they had a fight that was like real strong. It took out 2 niggas.
Yep.
So his name in the story is like Cool Ice, right? Or something like that. You watching the Japanese, it's Vanilla Ice.
Oh, nice.
So you see what I'm saying? So it's because of localization. So
gotcha.
So it's because they can't, so niggas don't want to get sued in America. They changed the name in America.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
But in Japanese, if you watch in the dub, even in sub, they say in the sub still says the American name.
Big name, yeah.
But if you listen to it, it's the actual name. So you just peep it next time. So that's why another reason I fucking JoJo. If you listen to sub, they will say the real name, but you won't trip off of it unless you just really know who they're talking about.
Right.
So yes, so you'll see so you just pay attention if you ever decide to watch the sub one time. You just like, oh shit, I see what you mean now.
No. Usually the subs, I only had the subs. I saw the first one, the first 2 stories I saw was on Netflix, and they was dubbed. But then Netflix never got that second season.
So, they just got it. They actually just got it.
Right. No, I saw, but I liked JoJo so much that I went and found it on Hulu, and what's it called, and watched it from there. Because they're on like the 5th season now.
Technically, this will be 5th season, story 6. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because it'd be popping up on my YouTube, and they'd be talking about like on Sound. I forget. I don't know. But I've seen bits and pieces, and I mean, it still looks pretty dope. But yeah, y'all should check it out. At least check out the first story. It's on Netflix.
So,
all right. So let's jump into movies, fellas. What movies is fellas been seeing?
I watched The Master the other day. It's an old movie, but I watched The Master. I never seen it before.
What's The Master?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nigga. This movie wild as fuck. I see why he got to be Joker now. I understand. That movie makes total sense why he got to be the Joker.
What's the name of the movie?
The Master.
The Master?
Yeah, so it's basically about Joaquin Phoenix played this dude with like real bad PTSD after World War II ended, because it takes place in like in the 1950s, like late 1940s, 1950s. So he's an ex-war vet, ex-Navy vet, whatever like that, from World War II. They're like super bad PTSD and can't find like purpose in life. So he ended up sneaking on this cruise ship, this yacht. I'm sorry, not a cruise ship, this yacht. And end up more or less They don't say it's L. Ron Hubbard, but it's L. Ron Hubbard from Scientology. They don't come
from Scientology. Wow.
So they don't like. It's pretty much Scientology. They don't say it's Scientology, but it's Scientology.
Okay.
So you just when you really read in between the lines, because like Scientologists protested the movie because the master got away with basically. They don't come, like I said, they don't come right out and say it's basically what Duke got into in Scientology. But if you just pay attention,
it's all right there for you.
It's right in your face. It's Scientology hidden in plain sight. They just don't say. They just call it something different, called like the cause or something like that. But it's L. Ron Hubbard Scientology. You just have to watch it. So that's what's like. It's wild as fuck. So
the Master. Okay.
It's called The Master. So let's say it came back out. Well, it came out in what 2012. 2011 or 2012, but it's on Netflix definitely. But I would say it's worth the watch. It's a hell of a movie. It's a hell of a movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's on Netflix. So it's an old. Looks like I've been kind of going back and watching stuff I haven't gotten a chance to see before, like older stuff too. And yeah, like that's wild. So let's say old movie, but if you've never seen it and you want to see why Joaquin Phoenix became the Joker, that's the movie you want to watch.
Have y'all peeped out the platform?
I saw it.
Heard about it. I ain't get a chance to see it yet.
It's pretty ill. I can do that one, man. You watched the whole thing?
Yeah, it's pretty ill. It's pretty weird, man. But it's a big time commentary on basically on society and like how we can't pay it forward and things like that. Like it's because it's basically the whole concept is there's like 200 and some floors. Every floor they start food from the top floor and send it down. And you get a certain amount of time.
If you're at the bottom, you're not getting that.
Right, but like some people are trying to like get people like yo share and just eat enough for yourself, and just eat enough portion and then just keep it moving for everybody can get some at the bottom. But some people are like, man, forget you, I'm getting what I want. But now this is the crazy part. You may wake up after every month it changes around, so you may be at the bottom at one point. You wake up and you're at the top. So you may have your food situation may change. It's going to change every month.
Wow.
And you only get to bring one thing into the jail like that you get to like keep as your thing. So like some people brought in knives, some people bring in like rope. The main character he brings in a book, and that's kind of what you can have is your entertainment or whatever or what you want for survival. It's pretty good, man. It's Italian.
It looks interesting though, but I was just like I ain't over it. Like I ain't going in with all that food splashing on.
Yeah, no, it gets nasty like that, man.
Yeah, I ain't one of those, man. I can't do it, man. I ain't gonna front.
They do some ill shit in there. People do some ill shit to each other in there. Yeah, I need this. I'm gonna peep out Jojo Rabbit probably tonight. That looks pretty good. Taika Waititi's Jojo Rabbit.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, it's basically about this kid that is a part of the Young Hitler Society, the Young Nazis. And he's like, and he has a doll named Hitler, and he talks to him, but it's Taika Waititi.
Oh snap!
What's that on?
It's on Hulu.
Okay, I'm about to take a look for that. No, what I was gonna ask James was the anime I wanted to mention was it keeps popping up in my timeline. What's up with Beastars?
Okay, I haven't seen it yet, but basically, from what I understand,
because I watched the first episode and it's weird, dude. It's super weird.
From what I understand, I think it's an anime for furries, nigga.
Okay.
I think that's the best way I could put it. I think it's an anime for furries. I haven't watched it yet, but that's from what I've gathered based off of what I've seen on the internet, people talking about. That's basically what it is. Like, if you like the furry culture, that's the anime for that. So, like I said,
that makes me feel better because I was like,
yeah.
I mean, I kind of understand it, but it's weird though because it's like it literally personified animals.
It's like if Zootopia was more raunchy, nigga.
Right. Well, it's like legit though. It's like it's weird because it's like Zootopia. Well, yeah, imagine Zootopia, but it's like focused on a high school where like herbivores go to class with carnivores, and carnivores have learned to how to restrict their appetite to not eat herbivores, but then it happens, so it becomes a whodunit. So I was like, yeah, I don't know if I really get into this. This is good.
I would have, like I said, I would have to give it. I just honestly haven't watched it yet, but I would have to give it some time to see what it's hitting for. But I'll see what's up. But I have to say, but it's hella anime I still have not seen yet because it's like, I don't know. So, but it's and it's hella anime to get thrown out to the wind. But for I understand, it's an anime for furries.
That makes me feel okay. Then I can skip it.
You know you're about that furry life though, Ted. Quit fronting on that furry lifestyle.
I'm good. I'm good on the furry life.
Or brony. What's the other one? The bronies.
Brownies. I met a brony though. So
hold on. Tell this story now, Ted. You tell
please
me.
Please do.
Tell this story. Please do. Yes.
He's actually in one of my film class. He's in a film class that I'm in, and lives way out south. It just shocked me because I think he came in and he had a shirt on that had like a My Little Pony on there. And I thought he was just doing it to like troll us a little bit or like, make fun. But then we had to do like our own like films or like short films in our own place. And he shot in his room and he had like a collection of My Little Pony, like dolls. I was like, oh, shit, he is a brony for real. He's just straight up brony. Like, but here's the crazy part. He's like the I don't want to call him the anti-Oracle because he reminds me of James in his knowledge base. I don't know if James would ever go so far into being in the brony, but like when it comes to like comic books, movies, scores, director, storylines, all that, like it's him all day. He can run out the back of his head.
Hey man, everyone got their interest, bro.
I mean, they do. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a good story, he's rolling with it. Or apparently it didn't have to be. Apparently, My Little Pony has a good story. I'm just not open-minded.
I mean, hey man, like I said, it's a lot of shit. Like I said, man, it's a lot of shit out there, bro. Like you be surprised. Like I'll tell you something else that I just started watching just to give it a chance, just to see what my partners come out. Some of my partners talked about a long time ago. The Nickelodeon version of Ninja Turtles.
What's the Nickelodeon version?
I decided to check it out. I'm gonna say this: I was a few episodes in. Not gonna lie, it's pretty damn good.
Really?
Hey James, hold that thought. James, hold that thought real quick. Are we gonna pause and then come right back?
Yeah, we on pause, come right back because we only got like maybe 10 minutes we need to do left. So I'm gonna stop it now, and then we're just gonna come to the same link, right back in the same link.
All right, we'll do that.
All right, go, James.
Yeah, man. Ninja Turtles. You'd be surprised, bro. Like how deep low-key Ninja Turtles kind of is, man. Like I kind of watched it, and like I said, at first I was kind of apprehensive. Not gonna lie, because I was, but I was like, let me give it a few episodes a shot. Let me just see what's hitting for, because quarantine. Let's just give some shit a shot, right? So I watched it. So I gave it a shot. And yeah, man, I would say it's kind of like a revamp. It's kind of like the 90s version a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
So, kind of like how the 90s version, like, it's still the same way, kind of like how the 90s version, how like Splinter was human first, then turned into a rat. Same shit. Mm-hmm. Same exact story.
Okay.
So it's still Hamato Yoshi, still same dude. Wait,
I like that version better than the movie version that they trying to do.
But I'm gonna say this though. this is the best version of Splinter I've ever seen as of right now.
Okay.
What?
Yes. Because Splinter right now, because this is Splinter that's Splinter in dad mode. Splinter. Like, you never see Splinter in dad mode. Like, you see him in, like, instructor mode or in sensei mode, and they respect him, like, of course, they call him their father and they respect him. But this one, nah, he is, like, he they daddy. Like, 100%. Like, no, you not going outside. No, you grounded. No, you not doing this, that, and the third. Like, no, he's really their father. He's like their father first, teacher second. So I was like, oh, that's ill.
Yeah, no, that is. Dang.
So no, that's right. So, but no, and then like I said, as far as the characters, they still got them right. Like Leo's still serious, Ralph is still jealous, Mike is still the goofball, Donnie's still the brainy geek. So it still got all of that right, and they really made them teenagers. Like they really made them like, no, this is what a 15-year-old would act like.
Yeah.
So that's I'm like, oh, they really made them 15. So it's like, oh shit. So no, but as far as the story is actually decent. It's so far it's pretty good. Like I was kind of surprised. I'm like,
I mean, but isn't it the pull to a lot of the stuff? Like even with Turtles being on what you said, Nickelodeon, they got to keep the youth. You can't make them like 25 and
Yeah, kind of like how like the movie version, how they made them overly bulky, like these big steroid ass niggas walking. Like no, like they really made them like no, these are like 15-year-old. Like Splinter is still a 6-foot rat, but he's a 6-foot rat that was human before he became a rat, so it makes sense for him to be 6 feet. But and then they from I can tell they get into like I don't know if I ran across that. Yeah, I may have fell asleep on accident, but Splinter's backstory, like when he was Hamato Yoshi back when he used to be in the Foot Clan, you get more of that story. You know what I'm saying? You really find out why Splinter and Shredder really don't like each other. Like you really find out why. Like
that's dope.
So yeah, so they found out they had beef when Splinter was human, and Splinter was the better nigga in every way. So or Hamato Yoshi, excuse me. So Hamato Yoshi was better in every way, and had the woman that Splinter wanted, and had the woman that Shredder wanted. So, as we all know, when it comes to niggas and women, that's you know what I'm saying. I mean, I don't need to go any further than that. So, yeah, age old tale. We already know how that go.
Last topic, fellas. So all these movies being pushed back. Like, what y'all think this kind of landscape of film is going to be in TV as we come after this? After we hopefully get back to normal.
The industry might be done, my nigga.
Yeah, for a minute. It's going to take a while. I mean, we're going to run through everything we have now, whatever's being like finalized. But after that, man, it's going to be a gap of new stuff.
It's going to be a 6-month period. It's going to be like a 6-month period where nothing's going to be coming out.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a wrap. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's like, like I said, as far as like shit like AMC and all the Weinberg stuff like that, as much as I love them, as much as they, supported niggas through all years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been reading stuff about AMC, just they may not recover from all this shit. So it's like, and that's a huge shame. So it's like, if they not recovering from this, it's like, it's sorry, it's basically the whole thing we talked about a long time ago with like how Netflix could basically shut down like shut down the movie theater industry, but now it's kind of, unfortunately, now we kind of see how that can happen, like how that's really, because it's now you still need to like the movie companies still need to make their money from the movies they put out. If they can't get it in a movie theater with physical bodies, they can get it with streaming, which that's the best convenience ever.
Which one, as far as movies itself with the theaters?
Yeah, I mean, because at this point, since pretty much the country's pretty much on quarantine in most places, if not the whole country, most places are, especially the big cities, where you would have movie theaters everywhere, there ain't no one going to no damn movie theater. Like, if anything, everyone's streaming, like I work for it. I am
correct me if I'm wrong, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. Theaters, they rely off of the money off of the foods and stuff. Yeah, the concession stands. So they definitely lose as far as just not having anybody come into this. And then they can't reproduce like a streaming service. I don't see it possible, man. I mean, I know
No,
Fandango got it,
it's
but
no way. I don't think it can. I don't think. I mean, it really would be a miracle at this point. To be totally honest, what's like a miracle? Because I mean, honestly, I mean, if we just had to keep 100, I mean, because of something like the quarantine, convenience is at an all-time high. Like I said, what I was about to say, like I said, I'm an essential worker. I have to work on, like, I work in industries like this, like with tech and stuff like this. So I already know, like, how much people are using stuff like streaming services. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I know how often stuff like this is being used. So, and it's a lot. Like Netflix and Hulu and Prime and everything else, and gaming services have been at an all-time high usage. So, and then like say now, you know, movies saying, hey, Amazon Prime is just like, I was just watching Amazon Prime right before the podcast, and they had shift like, hey, you can watch this new movie for $20. I can watch
Yeah.
Invisible Man right now for $20. And like in
Mm-hmm.
my house. So it's like, you know, if I spend $20 this one time, have the movie, not worry about it no more. Or you know, wait for it to you know what I'm saying? Like it's like the convenience thing is kind of like
Yeah.
it's a mandatory thing now. So you can't get away from it. So they're
So
gonna have
you
to make
saying this
money.
is about to make us lazy?
Now
We're not
I'm
even
here.
gonna, even when it clears up, we're not gonna want to go to the theaters because of convenience right now, being at home.
Pretty much, because like I said, convenience is going to beat all of that. Because if you can give a human being convenience, they're not going to want to go back to the hard way of doing shit anymore. Once you give them something convenient, like that's just how we operate as humans. Like that's not going. Like that's what I'm not saying that. Well, I kind of am saying that. Like you know.
Well, you know what?
But you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know.
In all honesty, though, once they go back to the physical theaters again, if they are still theaters out there even doing it, when it gets to that point, they're gonna dead that whole home premiere thing. So it's gonna be that same gap of 3 months because they just minimized this so much from 5-6 months to now 3 months, 2.5 months for the digital release of any of the movies that were in the theater. So almost in a sense, they could control that and then have to put you back in the theaters for the you know blockbuster release or whatever the case is. I don't think they could lose like that. I think they just have to be strict on. All right, we gave you that little because of what we had to do with the quarantine era. Boom. But once that's over, theaters are now going to be so, you know, I guess releasers of all the films or whatever the case is that go straight to theaters and not digital or something like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, I know that's a convenience that could be tricky because then people will demand it. But at the end of the day, they'll have the control, but they just can't play both sides of the fence, though. So it's going to be one or the other, you know?
No, that's real. That's real.
You know, it's got to be in the hands of that, of the, you know, of course, the big movie companies and all that.
What you
Well,
control
I guess I'm looking at it like that because if you look at it like how everything just is not going to be the same anymore after this coronavirus shit, after everything kind of dies down, because at this point, with humankind at this point, because of this kind of shit, because of the fear, because of the hysteria that's happening, you know, valid reasons, you know, to be scared and stuff like that, because niggas are dying left and right off of a visible thing. But at the same time, you know, because of that, everything is come back right. And so that's what I'm saying. So now when we try to go back to normalcy, it can happen, but it's going to take a very long time to get back to that point. Me personally, because I'm just looking at it like people you ain't gonna want to. Let's say like how people used to like, oh no, spitting on someone ain't that bad, nigga. That ain't seeing the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, spit ain't that bad. Now you seeing like now people looking at you like you got leprosy if you even cough. Like you're saying, you know what I'm saying? So you can imagine someone that's coughing in the movie theater because they got allergies or some dust or something like that, or they got some popcorn stuck in their throat, or trying to clear their throat or something like that. Niggas gonna be looking like, what the fuck you got? So you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if I think that's how I'm looking at it. It's because people have been kind of too scared to even be around each other. Like, dude, like I'm telling you, like I just came from the store today on a food run, and bro, like people paranoia is high. Like,
but then there's a lot of comfortable people too, because we went shopping yesterday, and you got a lot of people who are just kind of chilling too hard. out there. And you go anywhere up, down Chambers and West Flow, it's flooded everywhere. Every store is flooded. And I'm like, yeah, it's too much. Because we,
They wonder
we
why
chilling
niggas
a little
turn.
too. That's what I'm trying to tell you, dog. Rallies on the corner over there, got it popping, had a 7-Eleven popping. It's because I think it's the escape. You know what I'm saying? Almost in a sense, like every time you drive by Home Depot, Lowe's, flooded. That's a bunch of dudes escape. Walk around that big store, you feel like you cool, but you gotta be careful, man. It's dead serious out here.
Yeah. Tell what you got on it.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say. You know, the movie theater, can it bounce back? They saying like drive-ins are gonna make a comeback now. So
Don't have to.
You know, that might be a shit. Streaming, I don't know. I can see streaming happening, but I can't because there's just the difference is the movie theaters create an experience that you don't get at home, which is why you can like
Agree.
convince yourself of like, oh yeah, I'll spend $20 to go see a movie. But doing it at home, like there's way too many channels to compete with that. Like there's a million other stuff on Netflix that I can go watch and not spend 20 because at some point it's not going to be a new movie and it's going to hit Netflix or one of these streaming services. And how much? You know what I'm saying? So they're going to have
premiere movies aren't hitting Netflix and Hulu. They're only hitting like the Fandango, the Apple, certain streaming services.
They're hitting them. They're hitting them now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Avengers hit Disney at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't. It just all depends on what your bandwidth is. But the thing is, like,
but that's regular release of digitals and DVDs.
Right, exactly. But I feel like more people will do that because the experience isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
Like, so think about it. We're in the middle of a pandemic. 16 million people are unemployed. You know, you're going to try to charge me $20 for a movie that in about 4 or 5 months is going to hit the streaming service and $10 for.
Yeah.
And, you know, and money's tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know if a lot of people are going to be able to.
So you're saying looking at it like from the home premiere standpoint, they're charging too much, technically.
What they're charging for one movie, I'm getting a streaming service with 1,000 movies.
Yeah. But you're
month.
talking about these are movies that are not released yet. So you're getting it at home. It's still coming off cheaper.
But it's the same thing though. But it all depends on what you the value that you put on the movies. Because just because they're new doesn't mean they're good.
Oh no,
there's a lot of trash
like
that comes
Bloodshot came out. I said I'm not paying 20.
Well, see, that's my point.
With you.
And
I ain't paid 20 for for Invisible Man either.
See, that's what I'm saying. And James is saying Invisible Man is a good movie.
And
so
it is
my point is,
like it's a really good movie.
The question is, where's the value? So for me, I saw the same thing. I'm like, it probably is a good movie. I'm probably gonna search the internet to see if I can find it. Someplace else. And I'm not going to pay $20 because I'm not getting anything else but the movie versus I haven't you know, there's like I'm assuming maybe we'll cover movies that we want to see. So like Coder 8 just dropped on Netflix, right? I don't know. We all familiar with Coder 8? I know I've been waiting for it.
The Amell brothers, Stephen Amell and with the other cousin, whatever.
Yeah.
I rented that. I paid the $6 to rent it. I thought it was a great movie for
exactly. $6. So it's already hit. It's hit.
Yeah, and then it comes on Netflix, and I'm like, whoa.
Exactly.
You did that a little too fast.
Exactly. But that's my point because they still got to get it out to people. So I wanted to see Coder 8. Hulu has one I sent to Daryl yesterday called The Gods of, what's it, the Two Worlds of Gods or something like that. It was a big hit in Japan.
Yes, Two Worlds of Gods.
Right. Two Worlds of Gods. So basically it's like a firefighter that ends up losing his life and he has to go through 7 courts or 7 different obstacles with the help of like 2 friends in purgatory to be reincarnated. But it's supposedly
so the gulag. That's the gulag. That's a gulag. That's that Call of Duty thing right now.
So, but it's in Hulu. You know, it's on Hulu. But it's one of the big films that came out of China. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, I want to see that. So I'm just, for me, I'm like, I don't see, people spending $20 in a recession. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no, not in that aspect. But this is what I think gonna happen. Because once people get back on their feet, once you can breathe again, the theaters are gonna get their money because now you're gonna have a whole world of people who appreciate being out more. So I don't think that's gonna
I don't.
the lazy aspect's gonna take over and be like, oh, I want to watch it at home, and that's gonna be a
I,
demand.
I agree, but people have to get out. They have to have money to do so because that means everything
Yeah, but
goes back.
it'll get back to that play. I mean, come on, these jobs are gonna have to open back up.
I don't
So
know.
this
I don't
is,
know.
you know what I
I
mean?
don't know if they will. We don't know what that's going to look like now because this, like, you got to think. This is a pandemic. Like, this ain't the flu. You know what I'm saying? This is something.
Yeah, no, of course.
So this could be. People talking about it can end in May, but the swine flu, was it the swine flu? The one that happened 100 years ago, that took 18 months.
Yeah, but
The
see, Ted, I
Spanish
wasn't
flu.
saying
Spanish
that.
flu.
I
Spanish
wasn't
flu.
saying. Look, I wasn't saying we're gonna get back on our feet and be out there next month or even August, dog. I'm talking about when it gets to that point where
but see, that's what I'm saying. So we don't know, but we don't know what that vaccine looks like. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
absolutely. You don't know none of us know like when are we gonna get back to normal?
No.
Or
You missing what I'm saying,
new,
dude. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this may change life as we see it. Period. Like, I don't know what regular regular life looks like now that this stuff is floating in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what if if they're not able to create the vaccine, or the vaccine only covers a certain strain? Like, my wife's in in the medical field, and she says it all the time. She's like, you can get the flu shot. She's not against it, but she will say it's like the flu shot only covers. There's 80 different strands of flu. This one covers 10.
Yeah.
So if this virus is anything like the flu, like, there's different strains, it continues to mutate. Like, I don't know if we're going to go back to the point of where we're just amongst people and hanging out and being able to do the things that we used to do. This may have just shifted the way that we live. So it's hard for me to say, like, oh yeah, theaters are going to come back and it's going to be cool. You know what I mean? I don't know if we'll ever get back to that point.
Now we're gonna get back to that point at some point, but I don't think it's gonna be as like flooded like as we were. I think there's gonna be definitely less seats, less.
But you got to think of, because that changes everything. That changes sports. That changes the way people communicate. Like, I don't like it. The gaming culture is probably gonna blow up. We're gonna start be paying.
Period.
We're gonna be paying people to watch people play 2K who are cold.
Oh, it's gonna change your whole joystick. I'm telling you, man, this is gonna bring about. Now you have to be. So
I was watching cats play FIFA. I was watching cats play FIFA last night.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna be watching people play a sport that is no longer around.
Yeah.
With players who are working at the Pepsi plant.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just hard to say.
I understand what you're saying now. I mean, it's going to be hard, period. But I think there's something that's going to have to shift back towards that normalcy, I guess you want to say, but not like it was. I mean, I agree with you, but it's just not going to, I don't think we're going to dead that. I don't think we're going to become that lazy. I need to watch everything at home. I need to do this at home. And one of y'all just spoke on drive-thrus. You know what I mean?
Let's say this does take 18 months, 19 months. I mean, like, I think so many people, like, especially as a business, I would imagine that that's what they think in regards. Like, we have to move to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because think about it. Let's say they do.
Quick. Yeah.
Let's say they do. Say, all right, we're just gonna start moving all our movies to a digital platform. We're gonna start charging. Maybe it ain't gonna be, maybe it won't be $20. Maybe it'll be 10, right?
Yeah.
It'll be 15. Because I don't even understand why you paying $20 per ticket for, like, paying 20. Well, okay, I can see it.
This is a premiere, though, man. So
it's more than a premiere.
It's a premiere.
It's more than
it's
that.
not released on DVD, nothing. And
it's more than that, though, because the other thing you got to keep, like, you have to think about is, because I'm like, $20 is what I would pay to go to the movies and get an experience, right?
Yeah, 28.
28, right? If you got somebody with you, right?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
the difference is that 20 is one ticket
Mm-hmm.
versus if I buy it and I watch it at the crib, I'm watching it, my wife's watching it, my kids watching it. So you're not making the extra money that's around, per ticket.
No. Mm-mm.
So then at that point, then I understand it now.
I mean, this is what I do understand. One thing, I do respect $20 for a movie and you don't own it if it's like Invisible Man was, because it was only like 2 movies that released on that level first. It was Visible Man and something else. And
Bloodshot.
Yeah, Bloodshot. $20, bam, but you not owning it though. You know what I mean? So like when you look at No Way Out, No Way Back, The Way Back, I'm sorry, with Ben Affleck, that's $20 and you own it. Harley Quinn, $20 and you own it. But Harley Quinn had a 3-4 week, I say 3-week run at the theaters before it even shut down. So, you know what I mean? Own it now is a much better deal than to not. And then, but you got to look at the experience. Like, all right, you know what? If we're going to pay $20 and we can only rent it, we got to get the crew up in here. You know what I mean?
Is Birds of Prey on DC yet? DC streaming?
Is it on the what?
DC streaming yet? The app?
Nah, you still got to pay for that. I rented that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was only $6. Now, if you give me a rental $6 fee for the Birds of Prey, that was cool. I didn't do it for the Way Back yet. And even though I want to see the movie, I just ain't, I didn't want to pay $20 to own the digital on it.
All right, fellas, let's wrap it on up for this first edition. We've been back for a while. We will be back soon enough, fellas. Email us, landocalpod@gmail.com. And we won't be coming back soon because it was so much we want to talk about here, but we want to get something out to you guys.
Yeah.
That's real.
So let's hit us up, everybody. Let us know what y'all think. Let's get it back and moving. Peace.
Yeah.
Peace.